Well, welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to be with us today. All our viewers appreciate it so much, incredibly.
Right on. I love it. Nice to meet everybody. Are we on?
We are on three platforms.
Let me look at
Yes.
you. So I got to put glass. You guys are dealing with an old timer, so let me put. There you are. Now I can see that outfit, the hat. Although I wasn't wearing earrings. Let me
No, no,
see.
no.
Stand up. Let's see the whole gear. Let's see the whole
No, I don't
getup.
I don't have everything, but I have the custom made shirt.
That girl. Look at you, little Netherland hottie.
Thank you. Thank you. Very honored. So, you know, I didn't want to make it like an official interview or something. I just wanted to be like a story mode, like a Mortal Kombat story mode. So I was wondering, first of all, what did the casting ad say?
What do the casting ads say? I don't think it worked that way. Now, keep in mind, you guys, we're going back, what, 30 years at least?
Yeah.
30 years? So I think the way it unfolded was the Midway guys got in touch with a bunch of agencies around town, and they were looking for someone athletic, someone who had a variety of different skills. What those were, geez, I'd be making them up at this point, you guys. But we need you to be able to get around, kick, jump, run, in decent shape. Which I've read some of those, some of those posts and some of that Reddit stuff. I'm not sure if I was in the best shape, but God, I always thought I was. Who knows? But it was a basic ad at the beginning. Midway was looking for athletic people who could do these things. So when I went in there, I was pretty blind as to what they were looking for. But the audition was set up with a big, rolling mats, and it didn't have the blue screen at that point. But they just wanted to see what you could do and how you got around, and if you could kick. And I think I told the boys in the last podcast I did that I sure as hell couldn't. I didn't have jujitsu skills and any of those martial arts skills, but the things that they wanted me to do, I could do it pretty well.
Right. So you have young, hot Michael O'Brien walking in the Midway studio, and what do you see? What is the first thing you see, and what kind of directions did you get?
What was the first thing I saw? Well, it was, if I remember correctly, it was part of the Midway Studio was. I think they had a humongous, kind of like a warehouse room. Midway Studios was interesting. So they had all their office spaces, and then they had like this big warehouse room where they could do their video shooting. So it was a little overwhelming as to what they wanted you to do and what you were looking at. You're like, where do we go from here, guys? But it was cool. I mean, they had pretty good direction on what here's what we want you to do. And yeah, I think as I remember correctly, they're just like, look, we need to know that you're athletic. You can get around, you can jump, you can kick, you can run, you can do a backflip, you can do a front flip. And I was a knucklehead back then, and I was trying to be a stuntman in Chicago, so I was able to do all that stuff. And I'm like, good, we got the right guy.
Right. And the choreography 30 years later is still admired by a lot of people. The choreography is so spot on and so beautiful. Who was the choreographer? Who told you what exact moves you have to do? Was that
You
Ed
know the
Boon
names better than
himself?
me. Give me the other guys. I'm so sorry, I don't know. God, you're testing my memory, man.
I
There were,
only know Ed Boon and John Tobias as the creators of the
yeah,
game.
I know John was most likely there. I think John was running Midway at the time. Ed, probably. It was two. It was the two. God, I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed that I don't know this.
No need.
Yeah, two guys pretty much there saying this is what we need, and there were lots of guys coming in and out at the time. So, they just wanted to make sure you're able to do everything because otherwise it would look pretty goofy. And the good news is my costume was, as you can see by what you're wearing, it was decent to wear. I mean, a lot of those guys had fake arms, if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
huge,
right.
elaborate costumes,
Yeah.
and so that was probably a lot harder for those guys to move around. I was in, some pretty decent gear that I could get around in pretty well.
All right, and now that we're talking about the gear, did your pet fell off? Like, I'm trying to keep it on me right now, but how is it in moves?
It was. That was funny. I was talking to the boys about that in the last podcast. Well, it was always coming off. Whenever you did anything except for running, right? And I think they eventually put clips up so it would hold on. But you do a backflip, you do a front flip, you do any of that stuff, the side kick, and boom, the hat pops off. And I remember
Exactly.
telling the guys that would have been really fun if that was part of the character's MO, like picking up his hat. But
Right. And
yeah.
did you know that your roundhouse, the like round kick, is one of the most legendary because it's so different than the others?
Challenged, maybe. How's it different? I've never heard this.
It's like it's how would you say that? It's more slow and it's really like you see your whole leg turning around because by other characters you only see that quickly happening and that's it. But exactly by your character it's like really slow-mo and such a huge leg.
Oh man, that sounds funny. Well, you're gonna show some moves, right? Maybe you can point that out to me when you show it.
Yes, yes, we will. Ребят, если кто будет играть, покажите, пожалуйста, Roundhouse, хорошо? Потому что я сказала, что он очень отличается. Sorry, I have also Russian-speaking followers,
I love it.
and I told them to demonstrate that Roundhouse. We call it Roundhouse. um,
You're multilingual, huh? How many languages do you know?
I speak Russian, English, and Dutch pretty fluently, and then I have a little bit of Spanish, but it's really little bit.
Good for you. Buenos. Perfecto.
Oh, ¿hablas español?
Sí, un poquito. O vivo en México para 4 años.
Okay, so
That, that's
me
all.
less.
Yeah, I lived there for a little while. So we learned a little bit of Spanish, but they kind of catered to us gringos, so they knew more than we did.
Yeah, they did, right? I guess.
Yeah.
So how many the thing is on the videos of making Mortal Kombat 3, you see a lot of characters, but we don't see you. How come? And how many days did you have to shoot?
And that's so funny. You mean that you didn't see a whole lot of stuff about me? You mean the
We
making of?
only have internet is only having one photo where you sit on the chair, lean
Yeah,
back, and that's
yeah.
it. But I was always wondering why.
I could speculate. I was probably one of the last guys chosen. I don't really know.
Okay.
I've never seen a whole lot of the pictures of the other people, but um, I really don't know. I was there for
Okay.
one day. I think it was like a 1 6 hour day, but I would imagine it's because I was one of the last characters chosen.
Just six
Total
hours?
speculation. If I remember correctly, again, we're going back 30 years. We were there for a long time because every move you see, it's not like today where they're CG and everything. It's you're doing it over and over and over until you get a good take.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's why I'm surprised that it's only 6 hours because that's a tremendous work. It's a lot of moves and wow, it's really exciting.
yeah,
I thought about 3 days or something? So,
no, it was pretty. Yeah, I mean, I think we figured it out pretty well, and we got around pretty well. There wasn't too many complicated moves, so that's what I recall. One day, boom, long day, but just taking the best of each shot, taking the
right,
best of each move.
right.
Yeah.
And at that point, did you think that you would become a part of a legendary game?
Good God, no. I mean, and I talked to the guys about this. I was one of those guys who was messing around with acting and doing stunt work or trying to do stunt work around Chicago. I didn't know Mortal Kombat. I didn't play a whole lot of games growing up back then. And the kind of business I was in after we filmed all that, I mean, I remember seeing it a couple different places, but I had no idea the following, the amount of people who were interested in the game until I had seen it maybe a year ago running through a feed on Instagram. And I was like, wow, Jesus, I remember that. That's wild. And then all of a sudden, all these people started reaching out to me saying, you have no idea what you've been missing. There's a ton of people who are interested in this. So, no, it's become a pretty big shock. Pretty interesting.
And certainly at that point, you wouldn't think that 30 years later, some Astra Katana would contact you about this.
No, I love it. This
It's amazing.
multilingual babe out in the Netherlands. I love it. So it's great. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, this I asked. Um, you know, nowadays I am one of the people who still goes to Comic Cons, and cosplays. Like this year, I will be cosplaying you on the Comic Con. It's like a convention where people have all kinds of clothes, as different characters of the games, of the movies and stuff. And by such conventions, you see sometimes Mortal Kombat 3 characters, like traveling as guests. Would you
Yeah.
consider doing that?
Well, I talked to Ed about that recently because I've seen a lot of that, and Kerry Hoskins has reached out and said, "How come you don't go to any of this stuff?" I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even know it existed. So, oh, there goes my phone. Hang on. You still there?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and Ed said, "Look, we'll let you know about the next one." But I was so, uh, what's the word? I just didn't know about all the stuff that was going on. Didn't pay attention to it. But I missed a ton of it.
Hmm.
But Ed recently said, "We'll let you know about the next ones, and if you feel like coming out." And those are the ones in around the Midwest of the United States. But if they're international, you know, I'm open to doing whatever. It just depends on what it is. Be
And say that
interesting. I think if
Netherlands should be the first country, okay?
you guys do a big one out there,
Yeah, we have quite big ones. Yeah. By the way,
I
I
love it.
can maybe I can talk to the organizers of the Comic Con in Holland and then ask them to invite you guys. That would be amazing, right?
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I know Ed pays attention to that. Clearly, they just had a big one, maybe up in Wisconsin or somewhere in the Midwest.
True.
And I know Carrie went and a few others, and Ed was there. So it'd be fun. It'd be interesting to see. Love to see a lot
Oh,
of those guys.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
as long as they're tolerant of how old we've all gotten.
well, I mean, you're in a perfect shape.
Ha!
I
Okay,
swear you
thank you.
are.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you. I'll be
Uh,
59 at the end of this month.
I wouldn't say you're still Stryker from the Mortal Kombat to me.
I love it. That's good to hear. Thank you.
So, you said you were filming 6 hours long. For how many hours did it take to make such a maleficent face you have on the preview of the game?
Wow, that face. You mean that little side view profile?
Yes, the
I don't
legendary
know.
one.
I think that was done in post, as they say. I think they put that face together in post. I really am convinced. We'll have to ask the guys. If I was ever at a Comic Con, I'd ask the guys, "Did you give me a little CG plastic surgery? Because that sure as hell doesn't look like me."
Yeah, I've heard
Well, I'd
about the
have to say,
nose job.
yeah, I really think so. Because I mean, yeah, they took a bunch of pictures like that, but it doesn't look like me. They must have cleaned me up a little bit.
So while we're on that, would you mind giving us the profile? Like, how you stood back there? Do you remember that
Can you
pose?
see? Can you see? I think it was a lot of this kind of stuff, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, just because I was
Amazing.
a lefty. I don't know if you can tell. They probably were able to switch them around, but I'm a lefty, so it was probably a lot of. But yeah, but they probably flipped them around so you can go both sides. Yeah, clearly they did because you got to fight from both sides.
Yep, they
But
did. Yeah.
well, yeah, we'll have to see if you can tell that lefty's the dominant side. I can't do anything with this hand. Can wear a watch on it, but
Hey, from now
most
on,
of
I
the
will pay attention to that for sure.
yeah, yeah.
And do you have any reminder of Mortal Kombat at home? Any, and where when you pass by, you think of those days, or nothing at all?
Yeah, I do. I've got a couple of funny times. I was out in Mexico with a friend of mine, and we were in a bar, and there was a bunch of kids hovered around video games, and I mean, it was completely out of my mind. But I remember looking over and seeing, okay, it's a Mortal Kombat game. And we went over and we were talking to the kids and watching them play, and watching the characters they chose. So that was really fun. And I was
Wow.
on the yeah, that was cool. And I was on the Santa Monica Pier once in California, and the same thing. There was, I think, there was a video arcade in there, and we walked in there. A friend of mine, Shannon, and I walked in there and watched kids play, and it was always the game with a ton of kids around it. So we just kind of sat back and watched them play. Watched them play every other character except for Curtis Stryker.
Aw. I don't know, but you are a very popular character in our community, that's for sure. That's different.
That's
But
cool. I love it. That's cool to hear.
yeah, but did those kids recognize you?
No, good Lord, no. No, no, and I wasn't about to go over there and say, "Hey, it's me." You know, that's the goofiest thing in the world. But it was fun to sit back and watch him play the game.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine myself being a game character who still lives on for 30 years now. Must be really special.
Do you know a lot of the characters? Can you name all the characters
From Mortal
of
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 3? I think that's the one I started in.
I know all of them.
You do? Are they? Is everybody still around? Is everybody still alive?
All of them. Yeah, they
Wow, that's
are.
great that you know that. Yeah, there's only a couple that in regards to the people. I remember Carrie. I connected with Carrie after I kind of found all this in the last 8 months, and a couple other guys. But I mean, I've seen pictures. We're getting old, man. There's a few guys who are probably 65, 70, or not 70, but 65 years old, right? Big bellies and gray going to these things. I love it.
Well, the ones I see look phenomenal, like yourself, Carrie Hoskins, and Leah, and Richard DeVito looks really good as well. But I mean, actually, maybe you saw more characters than I did nowadays. But from what I saw, everybody looks amazing, and I'm really sure that you guys can totally reprise the roles nowadays as well.
Yeah, wishful thinking. I don't think I could run around. I know I couldn't do a flip. I know I couldn't do a backflip. Maybe in a pool, but I'm not doing flips around anymore. I used to be one of those goofballs who played hacky sack, where you're kicking the ball and keeping it up in the air.
Yeah.
And that really kind of kept the coordination going, the quick feet, and being able to do a backflip and a front flip and spinning around. Now I'm not moving around that well anymore. I don't think so.
So whenever I had an announcement of the interview, I had a lot of questions about one move, but you probably don't remember making it. It's like a long slide across the screen where you're like a little
Yeah, I remember that.
you do? Oh wow. So everyone's like, how come Stryker, the human cop, actually can do that? That's like a special ability, and they were really wondering about that. But
Well, that's gotta be a CG move, I would think, because I don't remember sliding across the floor. But I hate to break everybody's heart on that one. I don't. Maybe we did. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure um, it was a jump, and maybe it was like a 2 foot slide. But then they figured out how to make it look like it was a. Is he the only character who does it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Is
mean,
he?
there are like no, yeah, actually Sonya, she also has those rings, those magic rings. But Stryker is probably the most human pers person there without any special abilities, and that's why everyone was like, "How come he has a slide? How come?" And by the way, the gun move in Mortal Kombat 3, they didn't have the gun move. They only added it in Ultimate Mortal Kombat. So, did you shoot that gun move back then, or they CGI'd it later?
No, that was. I remember that. As I told the boys in the last podcast we did, that they were trying to. Everyone's kind of got a signature move after a kill, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I think, and yeah, that they threw in there. So we did do that, but I don't know if I was pulling a gun or they might have CG'd that part of it. But I remember
Yeah,
that and
yeah.
firing. Yeah, God, I mean, I'd really be making a lot of this stuff up if I told you this, because believe it, I don't remember what I had for dinner last night.
Of
You're asking me to go
course, I
back 30
understand.
years.
I understand.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, there's a joke going on around on the internet, like all the characters are going there with special abilities, like disabling abilities, and only Stryker goes with the baton.
That's right, man. Come on. I
Yeah. Let me
love it.
see.
That's cool.
If you were offered to reprise the role of Stryker in the game or even in the movie, would you agree to do that?
You think they'd use the old guys? You mean if like, he was the sage old man who's giving the young new guys advice as to how to do it, or you think they'd actually use us old guys to do the fighting?
They
You think they'd?
might they might
Yeah.
CGI you maybe, and then use the same moves and everything.
That'd be cool. Well, if the offer comes, you'll be the first to know. Okay. But they did. They
Yes.
did talk to us about the movie roles, but this is 15 long time ago. I think they were really cool and offered at least an audition. It wasn't a layup by any means. I don't think Stryker was even in the movie, was he?
No, he was not.
Yeah, so they must have cut that part out. But there, I remember emails floating around, or maybe not emails, but my agent talking to me about, hey, look, they're coming up with a movie and they're offering you guys auditions. They're offering you an audition for it. So that's cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, so you told us that you were looking for like some ad gigs and stuff, and then you had this job, Were your friends making fun of you or they were supporting you? What did they think about it?
This,
The
the Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat gig, yeah.
Oh God! Well, I was living in Chicago at the time. I don't remember too many of my friends actually even knowing about it. To tell you the truth, a handful of them did. I mean, later on, as it progressed and years went on, and people knew about it, their kids started finding out, and they're the ones who would make a big deal out of it, which is really kind of cool. But no, my friends were. I was kind of the goofball in the group, kind of the guy always messing around. So a lot of joking back and forth, but supportive in whatever I was doing, that kind of stuff. But there wasn't a lot of. I don't think there was a lot of people who actually even knew because when I posted this 8 months ago, a lot of friends that I grew up with were like, "What the hell's this? Where did this come from?" I had no
Seriously?
idea. Yeah, I had no idea you did any of that stuff.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's kind of cool. I prefer it that way.
Oh, okay. You even prefer it that way because to us, you really are a legend, an icon, an idol of our youth, really.
Oh, that's cool. I love it. That's really nice to hear. Thank you. Well, you got to
And
give Boone and the other and Johnny T, the real credit for that. They're the ones who did all the work and created these guys.
yeah, they are amazing. Yeah. From when you hear the story of making Mortal Kombat, they had like little to no money and the task to make something phenomenal from the Midway studio back then, and they just didn't know what to do, and then they came up with the idea of digitalizing, like human
Digitizing, yeah.
digitizing, yes, human people into the game, and at that time it was really phenomenal, and I think it was even one of the first games that ever did it.
What other game was floating around back then that it was competing with?
Street Fighter. They still
Street
still are
Fighter?
kind of, yeah, 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 Street Fighter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Was
did you
that
call
another?
those? Sorry?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, 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 go ahead.
Who produced the Street Fighter? Was that another big video company out of Chicago, or was that for a California group?
I really have no idea, but I will probably be butchered by the fans if I said it was Atari. I don't know.
Huh.
But the characters of Mortal Kombat were taken from some legendary fighters, and even one character, Johnny Cage, was taken from Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
How come they didn't use Johnny V? How come they didn't use
Uh,
him? He was probably too hard to get back then. He was a pretty big deal, huh?
he actually preferred the movie Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat. Big,
Oh,
big mistake.
yeah, he always misses the boat, that dude. Isn't he from where you are? Isn't he from out in that area?
He's from Belgium, yes. So it's
Yeah, which is
close
right around
by.
the corner, right?
Yeah, he
Cool.
is. Yeah, I know some insight about him, but I'm not gonna tell it on the stream. It's kind of funny. Um, so, uh, did you ever cosplay Stryker on a Halloween?
Did I ever dress up as Stryker on Halloween? Are you kidding me? Have we gotten to know each other at all here today? No, no, I didn't. Maybe this year. It's coming up. If I could borrow
Yeah.
your outfit, I'll do it. How did you get that made, by the way?
I uh I literally bought a white t-shirt, a blue t-shirt, and a black one for these details, and I just ordered it from Taylor. And she made
Right
it by
on.
yesterday. I was like, please hurry up. I really need it by Wednesday. And so she did.
I think that's the way our costume people did it too. It was that kind of quickness and that kind of quality. Well, you look better, I think, than we did back then. So good for you.
Well, she made it really professionally. I don't think it's like the one you had. I think it's better.
No. Yeah, I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. I bet it is. Good for you. I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
maybe I'll be. No, I won't. I'm not gonna pull out a striker this Halloween. I'm not gonna do it.
But I actually have a feeling that you're kind of like going back to Mortal Kombat because I think you were like in denial kind of, but you're coming back now.
It's been a fun kind of to revisit it because I was moving around a lot back then. I was living in Chicago and then I took off and moved to Park City, Utah, and then I jumped around from there 20 different places over the next 25 years. So I missed everything about it. You'd see, like I said, I'd see a video game here and there, and I'd go over and take a look at it with a friend, but I didn't follow it. And you'd see a magazine pop on the shelves, and it would bring back memories, and it was certainly cool memories. But I had no idea the following that it had, the interest, the amount of kids who played it. This has all been
Hmm.
an amazing shock, and it's been really cool because it's 30 years ago. I saw pictures of it. I mean, you guys are posting pictures to promote these things of me 30 years ago, and I don't even recognize that guy. So
I
it's pretty
do.
wild.
Still hot.
30, a lot happens in
Can
30
I say
years,
that?
girl. Yeah, you're a sweetheart. Thank you.
Okay, so I see some reactions from the chat. They're all saying how big fans they are of yours, and some of them are saying that they even started playing Mortal Kombat game because of Stryker character, and so that's pretty amazing.
An influencer, a
Yeah.
30-year influencer. What do you know about that? Well, that's cool. That's good to see. So you got people who are playing the game for us. How's this gonna work?
Yes, did you
Because
find the stream?
so let me show you. I'm going to show
Okay.
you how tech savvy I am. So I got that going on the TV. I subscribed. So now what do? You play it and I'll see it, or do I need to play the mix?
You gotta find the stream that's on air right now. I think you
Is
need
it on?
to check it out. I think it might be, it should be
Well,
live. It should say live and
let
be
me work
there.
on that.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, girl. I'm not that.
I'm gonna
So
talk to to the followers now. You
okay,
take your time and let me know when you're if you find it or if you need help.
it's your subscribed podcast though, right?
Yeah, right. And there should be a video. I mean, it should say live in red letters.
Okay, I'll work on that. Give me a sec. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Please take your time. Ребята, вы видели? Он будет смотреть ваш бой на телевизоре. Так что вообще давайте отожгите там по полной. Алиша, тут я вижу, Комитор здесь. Круть. А, Юрка, я спросила этот вопрос. Я сейчас, вот когда будет разбор после, расскажу все. Так, что еще пропустила? Эм,
After Katana streams.
Yes, and there should be a stream saying live somewhere. And how amazing that you would be watching it on the TV.
So help me out here.
Sure.
So there you are, looking all sassy. So I go on there, and now
Yeah.
is it that one?
This one, click that one. Yes.
Look at this tech guy.
That's
Hey!
you.
Okay, so we're right on. Let's see.
Amazing.
I'm showing off my pad. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really fancy.
Oh wow, you got a whole setup going on here. All right.
Yeah, yeah. And you see the strikers?
I see the striker. So he is going both ways. He's left down. Yep. There we
Yep.
go.
Yeah, if I could do it, the midway guys, for sure.
Yeah. So
So
but
the
he's
guy,
lefty. Yeah, you can tell he's lefty because the left arm's cocked.
which one is the left arm actually? Where did you have the watch? On the right or the left one?
Their watch. That's the watch on. If a left-handed guy wears a watch on his left hand, then he's not striker because that's the hand that's got to be free to throw the blows.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Так,
Right?
ребята, все готовы? Yes. Все, погнали на базу в МКТ, да? So, we don't actually play the original hack. We are playing a little bit modernized hack that is that's been made by some guys, and what did I want to say? Sorry, I lost my I
Backed
lost my
by some
idea.
guy. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
look
so
at that. All the different languages you got going on here.
yeah. Okay, Kamitor, Ali. So now there will be two really strong players that gonna play you. Oh wait.
So where are we seeing that?
Yeah, it's coming right up. I'm waiting for just for Ali to join Kamitor and then we go. We're gonna rock and roll on strikers.
Rock on, girl. Oh, girl.
Yeah, people are really, really excited to see you. Okay, we go on screen 3 and then wait up. I'm gonna put our screen here too.
There we go. And I get to sit back and watch. Is that the program?
Yes. And
I
you will
love
be,
it.
I think you'll be amazed of what came out of it. Because the guys that are gonna play, they're gonna make it really tough. um, Let me see. Window capture.
Yeah, see that? Even that picture's that's totally fixed up. That's facelift stuff.
Wait, I'm gonna make this smaller. And actually, I'm gonna cut myself out, I think, because you are the one that matter. You are our guest.
It's a terrible angle, isn't it? Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't prepare the screen. I'm so bad. Sorry.
No,
Now I
not
did.
you. The angle of me and my old face, and turkey neck, and all that. It's not really good because that's a big TV. I'm getting to see everything.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, can you edit that out?
I will. I will. Um, so what's happening? All right, here we go. Look at you.
After you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool.
I am enjoying. So that's the gun move. You're probably watching it with some slight delay.
I see it, man. I mean, this dude's moving quick. Quick. See, those are high kicks for an old geezer.
Yeah. And guys, would you like to show us the roundhouse, please? So there's like another version of Mortal Kombat, and there you have the look at that! Look at that! Check how slow it is, and so such a big leg.
Damn, man.
Hot, right?
That leg, that kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little delay, so I'm catching up probably 30 seconds behind you.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, so I heard the story that you said that some boys were playing the game and they said that Stryker sucks. Well, believe me, they just cannot
Yes.
play on him. He's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what makes one person good and somebody lousy? The moves that they have?
The way they can use it, because there's a sequence of moves you can use, and then just take a lot of make a lot of damage. Like you can combine this shot with a slide and like a combo.
Let's see Stryker kick Johnny Cage's ass. Let's do that. Can we do that one?
Of course.
Yeah, I gotta kick some Johnny Cage ass right now.
Али, ты слышал? Поставь, пожалуйста, Джонни Кейджа следующим. So what I asked the guys to do is like show the game of Strikers and then show the endings, the babality, fatality, brutality, and friendship. But now that you're
Okay.
asking Johnny Cage, we're gonna definitely take Johnny Cage. And you're gonna imagine it's Jean-Claude Van Damme? Yeah,
Yeah, it would have been
so
cool if his hat fell off once in a while, right?
yeah, that would be more realistic. Yeah, because that was one of the questions, like the cap. How? Oh, look at that. That's a fatality. You're gonna see it in like 10 seconds.
God, these things move quick, man. I wish I'm gonna have to learn how to play the game.
Oh, I can teach you that.
Can you teach me that one?
Ah, look at that. They took Johnny Cage, especially for you.
Okay, let's see. I'm probably a few seconds. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, he needs his ass kicked.
Oh, yes, he does. He's so arrogant. He's a Hollywood boy who is really arrogant. So, yeah, let him be kicked by Stryker. Did you hear about animality and that you are turning into a dinosaur?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's hilarious. I think I saw that at one of the arcades, and I started laughing pretty hysterically because they didn't tell us about that. That was probably a later produced
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
segment, and I thought, what the hell was that? And when he turns into a little baby, that's even funnier.
yes, yes. But to make a babality, to turn someone into baby, you have to play without a block. So that's like a disrespect, when you play without a block and then do babality.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I
Yep.
got you. Thanks.
Uh-oh. Johnny Cage kicked your ass. That's not
Oh,
right.
no. Yeah, what's going on? Was he considered a pretty good fighter in this?
Me?
Is Johnny Cage?
Oh, Johnny Cage. Oh, yeah, kinda. I mean,
Cool.
I don't play on him. You know who I play on? Sonya. Carrie
Yeah,
Hoskins.
let's get Sonya going then.
Yeah. Алиш, следующую Соню можно показать тоже? Yeah, so you see the background was really made high definition. The characters cannot be made high definition, unfortunately, at this point. But they made it quite watchable, because the original Sega was really pixeled. Like you see little blocks.
Yeah. Wow. So, any plans of coming out with any more Mortal Kombats? It's not the same thing though, right? They do all kinds of different
No.
characters. Yeah.
There's Mortal Kombat of last year, but they call it a reboot. So the storyline is different, and the characters kind of look different. we don't really appreciate. We are so stuck on classics. From Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat 3 is the classic, so to say, and we are the fans of that. So it's
Oh,
really
right
hard
on.
for us to see the new ones, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I guess we will take a look at the last one with Sonya, Carrie Hoskins.
Oh, Carrie.
She looks phenomenal as well, really. You guys, I don't know, do you sleep in the fridge or something?
She takes good care of herself. I saw her online recently, and she looks great.
Yeah.
Both her and her husband, I think they're kind of constantly in the gym working out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she looks really amazing. Ooh.
Oh, look at that move. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so you see the choreography of the fights is really amazing. It's so beautiful. I really enjoy watching it.
The nimble little minx.
Ooh, now I see Sonya doing a big combo on you. You will see too.
Yep. That move, come on. I wonder how she did that. The old leg toss, the old throw you down with her legs. That would have been very difficult, in
Yeah,
the room.
yeah. There is a video of making Mortal Kombat 3, and there you can see quite a lot of moves. But that one you cannot see.
I wonder if that's CG or because she really pulled that off. That's a hell of a move.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is how we still play 30 years later. We
That's great.
still, yeah, we still admire you guys and we appreciate you. You really are the idols of our childhood and youth. And for some people, we have 16-year-old guys playing this. I mean, like, how, right? It's amazing. So
Yeah,
this game will live on. This is
I love
a
it.
this is a great legacy that you're leaving behind. That's for sure.
Well, it was Mortal Kombat 3 considered one of the good ones of all the ones that were produced.
It
Yeah.
was one of the best and the most classic. And then they began making really a lot of characters that don't make sense, you know.
Yeah. Well,
There's a
it's very
movie.
cool. Thanks for showing me all this.
Thank you for being with us. We appreciate every minute that you give to us. And did you know there's a movie coming out next year? But it's like it's been criticized by the fans.
Really?
Yeah, the movie of 95 is the most classic, I guess, that people appreciate.
I saw it recently in the last 6 months. I thought it was hilarious.
I met Christopher Lambert this April. He played
Did you?
Raiden in the movie. Yeah, yeah. He was at the Comic Con, by the way. So
How old is he now?
he's around 67, I believe.
Yeah, he's got it because he's a little older than I am. But what a stud. He had some great roles. That's very cool.
Yes, for sure. He was
The
like,
Highlander.
yeah, yeah, exactly. He was remembering the days of making Highlander, and he remembers um, getting to know the Queen band, you know,
Oh,
Freddie
yeah.
Mercury, and he was so like he was telling a lot of nice things about Freddie,
That's really cool to hear. How can you not love Freddie?
right? Oh, it's amazing. His music lives on as well, just like Mortal
Sure
Kombat.
does. Yeah. Well, I got to run, but it's so nice. I'm so glad I got to do this with you. It's such a pleasure to meet you. You're a doll. I'll come back anytime.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my
I would
pleasure.
love a like a recap over my maybe 1 year when I have 1 million subscribers. I wish.
Yeah. Well, I know you'll get there because you got a great little show. You're a doll, wonderful personality, and it was a real pleasure being with you.
Thank you so very much on behalf of all of us. Thank you, Mr. O'Brien.
Okay. Take care.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.